Hello everyone and welcome to Ecosistant. Today's topic is a bit on the furry side, pet cosmetics. Over the past few years, the market for grooming and care products for pets has grown rapidly. From shampoos and conditioners to wipes and fragrances, an increasing number of products promise to keep dogs and cats clean, healthy and well groomed. But while the shelves for pet care products continue to expand, an important question often remains overlooked: how safe are these products and how are they regulated? Unlike cosmetics for humans, pet cosmetics are not covered by the European Cosmetic Regulation. This creates a regulatory grey area that raises important questions for manufacturers, veterinarians and consumers alike. In this video, we take a closer look at the regulatory framework surrounding pet cosmetics, the risks associated with the use of human cosmetic products on animals, and the key requirements for developing safe formulations specifically designed for pets. For this furry topic, we rely on the expert knowledge of our partners at Taobe Consulting, a cosmetics law specialist firm that has been helping beauty brands launch their products safely and in full compliance across Europe and the UK since 2017. Alright, let's chew this bone. Roll the intro. Are pet cosmetics safe and regulated? The pet cosmetics market is growing fast, but EU cosmetic rules do not cover animals. Using human cosmetics on pets can be harmful. Only products formulated specifically for animals developed with veterinarians and clear safety standards should be used. In recent years, the pet cosmetics sector, covering cosmetic products intended for the aesthetic and hygienic care of animals, has experienced significant growth. An increasing number of pet owners are choosing products for their dogs and cats that are designed not only to support health, but also to enhance well-being and external appearance, reflecting the broader trend of pet humanization. As a result, products such as shampoos, conditioners, cleansing wipes, delicate perfumes and ear or coat cleaning products have become well-established market segments, with turnover continuing to rise. Behind this development lies a fundamental regulatory question: which legislation governs pet cosmetics? Can these products be considered in the same way as cosmetics intended for human use and therefore fall under Regulation number 1223/2009, or are there specific criteria that must be followed? This video explores the key aspects of the regulatory and technical framework governing pet cosmetics. It examines the requirements for formulating safe products, the risks associated with the inappropriate use of human cosmetics on animals, and the essential role of the veterinarian in the development of targeted formulations. Regulatory framework. Does Regulation 1223/2009 apply to animals? Regulation 1223/2009 is the main legislative reference for cosmetic products in the European Union. Its definition of a cosmetic product is very clear. Cosmetic product means any substance or mixture intended to be applied to the external surfaces of the human body, epidermis, hair, nails, lips, external genital organs, or the teeth and mucous membranes of the mouth, for the sole or main purpose of cleaning, perfuming, changing their appearance, protecting them, keeping them in good condition, or correcting body odors. A key point is immediately evident from this definition: animals do not fall within the scope of Regulation 1223/2009. As a result, products intended for pets are not legally considered cosmetic under European legislation. In the absence of a specific EU regulatory framework, pet cosmetics are generally classified as freely marketed products, often treated as animal hygiene products or, in some cases, as biocides if they contain substances with disinfectant properties. The rules can vary between countries, creating legislative fragmentation and a regulatory gap that allows for different interpretations. In some member states, more specific national regulations are envisaged, but overall there is still no directive or harmonized regulation covering pet cosmetics in a uniform way. This makes the adoption of voluntary standards and good manufacturing practices crucial, as well as compliance with general legislation on the safety of products placed on the market, such as Directive 2001/95/EC on general product safety, now incorporated into Regulation 988/2023. Pet cosmetics market growth. Despite ongoing regulatory uncertainty, the pet cosmetics sector is experiencing a phase of rapid expansion. According to industry data, the European pet care products market is growing at a strong annual rate, driven primarily by two key trends. Humanization of pets. Pets are increasingly considered members of the family with needs comparable to those of humans, and increasing purchasing power and greater awareness of animal welfare. Consumers are more willing to invest in premium, natural and safe products. The result is an increasingly wide range of products, from hypoallergenic shampoos to so-called pet-friendly fragrances to complete product lines developed for professional grooming. However, this market dynamism also brings risks. Not all products are properly formulated, and the absence of harmonized regulation can lead to unfair practices. The risk of using human cosmetics on animals. A particularly critical issue concerns the common practice among some owners of using cosmetics formulated for humans on animals. This can be potentially dangerous for several reasons. Physiological differences. Animal skin has a different pH to human skin. For example, the skin pH of dogs is around 6.5 to 7.5, while human skin is on average more acidic at about 5.5. Applying a human shampoo to a dog can therefore disrupt the skin barrier and cause irritation. Increased sensitivity to certain substances. Ingredients commonly used in human cosmetics, such as some fragrances, essential oils or preservatives, can be toxic or irritating to animals. Risk of ingestion. Animals often lick themselves after a product is applied, increasing the likelihood of accidental ingestion of unsafe substances. And respiratory problems. Certain fragrances or aerosols can trigger acute respiratory reactions, particularly in cats. For these reasons, it is essential for owners to understand that human cosmetics are not safe for animals, and that only products formulated and tested specifically for pets should be used. Formulation requirements of pet cosmetics. In the absence of harmonized legislation, responsible manufacturers adopt strict criteria when developing pet cosmetics based on principles for safety, efficacy and tolerability. The main requirements include absence or careful selection of fragrances. Fragrances can pose a risk to animals. If included, they should be formulated using non-toxic substances and at safe concentrations. Exclusion of irritating or toxic ingredients. For example, some essential oils such as tea tree, eucalyptus and mint can be dangerous for dogs and especially cats. Delicate formulations that respect animal pH. Surfactants must be chosen to ensure effective cleansing without damaging the skin barrier. No unnecessary dyes or additives. Safety takes priority over the aesthetic appearance of the product. And targeted toxicological evaluation. Each ingredient must be assessed not only for topical application, but also for the risk of ingestion. Some manufacturers are also moving towards the use of natural and organic ingredients, highlighting to consumers the added value in terms of safety and sustainability. However, natural products still require careful evaluation, as not all natural substances are automatically safe for animals. The role of the veterinarians in the development of pet cosmetics. A key element in ensuring the safety of pet cosmetics is the involvement of veterinarians in the development process. Thanks to their medical and toxicological expertise, veterinarians can evaluate the suitability of ingredients for the target animal species, identify potential sensitization or toxicity risks, advise on formulations that respect the physiological characteristics of the animals, and contribute to the definition of usage instructions and label warnings. In In addition, veterinarians serve as an important point of contact for pet owners, raising awareness of the correct use of products and the importance of avoiding human cosmetics for animals. Labeling and transparency towards the consumer. A key aspect of pet cosmetics is labeling. Although there is no legal obligation comparable to that under Regulation 1223/2009, manufacturers should, for the sake of transparency and ease of understanding by the consumer, understood as the person purchasing the product for their pet, provide clear and comprehensive information, including complete list of ingredients, ideally following the INCI nomenclature for consistency and clarity, specific warnings, for example, for external use only, or keep away from the eyes and mouth of the animal, detailed instructions for use, and manufacturer information and batch traceability. Clear labeling not only protects the consumer, but also helps build trust in the brand, distinguishing serious manufacturers from those less reputable. Conclusions on the pet cosmetics market. The pet cosmetics market is a dynamic and fast-growing sector driven by increasing attention to the welfare of companion animals. However, the absence of harmonized legislation such as Regulation 1223/2009 presents significant challenges, particularly in terms of safety and consumer protection. The improper use of human cosmetics on animals can pose serious risks, and only dedicated formulations developed with the support of veterinarians and according to rigorous scientific criteria can ensure the safety of pets. While clearer regulation at the European level is still awaited, the responsibility lies with manufacturers, who must adopt voluntary standards of quality, transparency, and safety. For consumers, the recommendation is straightforward. Only use products specifically formulated for pets, avoiding shortcuts that could compromise the health of their four-legged companions. If you have any questions about the current regulatory situation or are concerned about keeping up with potential developments in this sector, contact our friends at Taobe Consulting. They will be happy to help you ensure that your products remain compliant in all relevant markets. That's it for today. See you next time.